When you think about God, what comes to mind? What do you think about? Do you think of an all-powerful God that created everything, or do you think of a God that is far and distant? When you look at the night sky or the mountains or the flowers or the trees or all the animals or the variety of food we eat, do you see God? As you know, we live on Earth. And our planet happens to be in a galaxy called the Milky Way. The Milky Way galaxy contains between 100 and 200 billion stars. That's a lot. And we happen to be in just the right spot in the galaxy. We're not too close to the center where we would get eaten by a black hole that starts a feeding process. We are in a band in a Goldilocks zone. But you see, here's the thing. In our galaxy, we have possibly 200 billion stars, but there are 100 to 200 billion galaxies in the known universe. Do you know how many stars and planets and nebulas that is? So many. And yet, when we look at all that, the one thing that we can see is that our planet is the only one so far that can hold life. It has water and air and the right temperature, and it happens to be in a Goldilocks zone even in our solar system. If you move our Earth a little bit towards the sun, it will get scorched and burn and our water will evaporate. If you move it too far out, it will all freeze. If you move it off of its axis a little bit, it will spin in such a way that it won't spin in a 24-hour day, which happens to be pretty ideal for us. The seasons will change dramatically. Some of them won't happen at all. We live in such a remarkable place. And yet, when you look at it, what do you see? Do you see God? Do you see intelligent design? When you look at the fact that on our planet alone, there are 8.7 million different species of plants, animals, fish, humans. 8.7. And yet, here we are on this little planet. And you know, for me, it makes me feel really small. I don't know about you. But when I think about how small we are, what does this say about the one that created it all? He must be really, really big. When you look at the fact that we even have 73,000 different types of just trees, why is there so much variety? We only need one type of tree. We need air. And yet there are 73,000 different types. Why? If you want to bring it down a little bit further, you can look at, just the peach tree. There are 2,000 different varieties of peaches. Why? Why are there mountains and lakes and rivers and oceans? Why is the sunrise and sunset so beautiful? Why are there so many different types of flowers and fruits and vegetables? Why is there so much variety? And what does this say about God? But you know what? If we go and we look at just humans, we're remarkable in and of ourselves. If you look at the fact that our DNA alone is a 3.2 billion unit long code, it would take us typing at 60 words a minute for 8 hours a day, 50 years to write a code like that. When you look at the fact that our brain tells our heart when to pump the blood in and out, when the kidneys happen to work really well with the water that we happen to drink and it cleanses our body. When you look at our lungs and how we breathe and air that these trees create, it comes into our bodies. How does it work together so perfectly, so beautifully? All of it reveals something about God. Psalm 19:1 and 2 says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech, and night after night they reveal knowledge." You can't look around our world and not see evidence of a really, really big and powerful and mighty and creative God. If you walk away from this video with just two things, I want you to walk away with this. Number one, we have a big God. He created all of this. If you take just our eyeball, for example, and you take out just one part of it, the whole thing will not work. That's miraculous. You look at childbirth, you look at relationships, you look at love, and you see God. The second thing I want you to walk away with is that this God, he must be really loving. All of his creation shows us this. He shows us his beauty and his majesty, and yet he did it all just for us, to reveal himself to us. He is big and he's creative. And I want you to walk away also knowing that no matter what's going on in your life, if you're having a hard time, and we all know that the world is really hard and it's broken, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and maybe you need to walk away from this video hearing that this big and creative God is able to handle all of your problems, that he can help you, but more than that, he wants to help you. He wants to have relationship with you. And all of this creation is just revealing how much he loves us and how big and powerful he is. And yes, he is invisible, but his creation reveals his qualities and who he is. He cannot be threatened. He exists outside of time and space. He can travel faster than the speed of light. He is amazing. And yet, here we are, so small. And he does all this for us. He's big and he's loving. And he can handle your problems. More than that, he's trying to get your attention. With every sunset and with every sunrise, with every flower and every single thing that you see, when you look at the waters at Bora Bora, right? You see these turquoise waters. When you see the mountains or the deserts and you see the variety, all of this is screaming for your attention, to pay attention, to see that there is a God out there who loves you and cares about you and wants a relationship with you. If you had to explain God, what would you say? Who is he to you? Do you want to know him? You just have to go and look for him, and you will find evidence of him everywhere. My hope for you this week, my prayer for you this week, is that you will go out into nature and outside, and you will stop being so busy and so distracted, and you will open your eyes and ask God to reveal himself to you this week. And you will get to see something amazing, I'm sure. Thanks for watching.